Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your #1 source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman. Want to thank you for being with us right here in Altmogi from the Muskogee Media Studios. We're ready to give you a great show. We've got lots of great content this week, a little bit of something for everybody out there, so definitely don't want to miss what we have coming up here in the next half hour. All kinds of things happening in Indian country, new and exciting things happening out there, some people making big waves that are Native American, doing big things in high profile instances. So we're going to have a little bit of that for you, everything out there going on. So we're going to have the BIA fire prevention. They actually have an Altmogi agency office here in the capital city of the Muskogee Creek Nation. They had a pack test for their firefighters. We thought that was pretty interesting. Went over, wanted to share a little bit with you about that program and what that office provides here in the Altmogi area. We'll have that also. In the football world, you know, it's football season. Things are really heating up in the football world. The Arena Football League really just wrapped up their season, but Cherokee citizen Nathan Stanley had a fantastic rookie season, and he stopped by. He's in Altmogi recently visiting an old coach. He stopped by and talked with Native News Today about a little bit about his heritage. They're playing at Sequoia High School a few years back and now doing great things in professional football. We'll have that for you as well. And, you know, today we just went over and saw the new open house, everybody walking through the brand new transportation building at Muskogee Creek Nation. Just so many exciting things. We'll take a look at that next week. But I say that to mention that there's so many exciting things going on out there here around our tribe and around Indian country. The 39 federally recognized tribes in Oklahoma, each and every one of them doing great things. And that's why we're so glad to bring the show to you every week here on CW 1219. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Native News Today.
Pumunakadat nak aja gidomen ajai jahaniat omen ibuwakidos
Daniels in Ogitskish Bonshongi benoat Bomio Boshomizatlish
Momesh Harishongigo imongin Hobidagi ani omaga Bomaha hoye imongin oma Bonshomegigosh. For more information about Muskogee language preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muskogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
We are thinkers and readers.
We are dreamers.
We are doers and sharers.
To honor all things that make our Muskogee Creek Nation strong, we present you with the opportunity to expand your literature and the literature of our children.
Log on to MyOn to read books in English and Muskogee. We are Muskogee Nation, and we are readers.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
And welcome back to Native News Today. We have a great feature for you right out of the gate, which took us right up the road there to downtown Tulsa in the Brady Arts District. boy, that place is just really coming up, and lots of things happening in that area, a lot of new businesses sprouting up. And one of the great new places there is the Woody Guthrie Center, really paying homage to the folk hero, the folk legend, folk singer, Woody Guthrie from Okemah. You know, it's Creek country, definitely. And Woody, his writings, his music, really went along with the struggles of Native American people too, that can really identify with that. We go through that in the story. But the reason we were up at the Woody Guthrie Center is they have welcomed in the Muskogee Creek Nation for an exhibit to be on display through the rest of the year. So you got till January to get up there and see this great display Muskogee Creek Nation has in the Woody Guthrie Center about our culture, our history, and leading up to where we are now. I talked with Justin Giles from our Cultural Center and the good people at the center there about this wonderful display. We are here in downtown Tulsa at the beautiful Brady District at the excellent Woody Guthrie Center, and I am with Mr. Justin Giles with Museum and Cultural Center of Muskogee Creek Nation we got some big news here. This is not only a great place for downtown Tulsa, now it can be a great place that people can come and see a great exhibit from the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Yes, indeed. As you know, as everyone may have known, downtown Tulsa has really exploded here in the past couple of years, especially with the Brady Art District down here, and of course with the installation here of the Woody Guthrie Center. So we are very excited as not only Muskogee Creek Nation, but our own department, the Cultural Center and Archives Department, to be teaming up here and collaborating with the Woody Guthrie Center, and honored that they allowed us to come in here and really do a small, but for us obviously important exhibit that really kind of gives a timeline and brief history of the Muskogee Nation and culture, kind of parlaying into the story of Woody Guthrie. He was born in Okemah, right in the thick of Muskogee country, if you will. So we're honored and proud to be actually collaborating with the Woody Guthrie Center to put this on.
Yeah, and tell us about some of the things we're going to see in our exhibit. I know you touched on it there, the story of us, and really how it takes us from back when to now, thriving now in modern day and our society. It gives people an idea of the thriving Muskogee Creek Nation and how valid it is now. But just walk us through some of the things we're going to see in this exhibit.
Sure. It's not a huge exhibit, but again, it is something that is very visual. The whole Woody Guthrie Center here is very visual, a lot to see and hear. So we wanted to make sure that we hold our standard to that kind of experience that they've already established here. So what you'll see in the actual Muskogee exhibit starts with the 1500s, going back to our Mississippian culture, our mound building culture, and of course with the first contact with the European, specifically Hernando de Soto's expeditions coming through there in the southeast. And then we move on to about the 1800s, 1900s, and then to today, to 2000. So really it's a brief timeline. We have some objects that are on display here in the exhibit from our own Muskogee Creek Council House collection. So we have some shakers out there. We have Chief Samuel Chicote's sword from the Civil War. Those sort of things are out there. We have some Dana Tiger art, of course. But it really, what the point of the exhibit is, we, of course, the hassle, if you will, and the methodology of a curator, if you will, and I guess I'm now becoming more in the curation program, of course, is that you want to put so much in, and you want to have dates and times and histories, but not people are really going to really grasp onto that. The attention span is really short for any visitor coming through a museum or a center like this. So really what the point is, you will see some visuals. It's very colorful, and we want the public to really just walk away that, hey, they know that Muskogee Nation is in the area and that Woody Guthrie grew up in Muskogee Nation. That's really what we want visitors to walk away with. And of course, for our own Stajati, our own tribal citizens, they'll know a little bit more, but that's because they're of the culture. So the whole point here really is just to make people aware of our presence around here.
Educational purpose.
Exactly.
What you failed to mention is they also are in that exhibit are going to have Jason Salzman's first microphone from the first episode of Native News Today. It's going to be
yes.
in there. No, one of the great things about this is it's going to be going on for a while, and people are going to have a great opportunity to not only come in and see this exhibit until I believe at the beginning of next year, you said, but this center is just incredible. Look around us. I mean, it's just a beautiful place.
Well, I mean, the center is open to the public now. We'll have to check on the dates here, which I know we'll flash on later. But what we have going up here in Tulsa is, especially here in the Brady District, is the first Fridays where really all the really kind of everything opens up for the public to really come in through and view it. So the exhibit is on display now. It's open to the public. There is a cover charge to come into the Guthrie Center here too, but it will be on display really almost full completion for our exhibit but ready to go for First Friday coming up. Well, it happened yesterday. So it's on display now, and it will go through the end of January, it looks like, so about 5 to 6 months. So it'll be out for everybody to come and see and witness. And of course, after you visit the Woody Guthrie Center and our exhibit, then you have downtown Brady District with restaurants and everything that goes on the Guthrie Green, and even catch a baseball game if you can.
Absolutely. The Woody Guthrie Center, and really Woody Guthrie himself, so many of the things he said and what he stood for and the songs he wrote really go in line with a narrative of the Creek people, Indian people really everywhere, struggling, human rights, things like that. So it's very fitting that you guys would have the Muskogee Creek Nation exhibit in here. Talk about the excitement of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was intrigued by hearing how honored you all were to be a part of our center. We're honored to have you here. Whenever we have school students come through, we always want to make sure and reach them on a cultural level. And what better way of doing that for our American Indian students than to show them artifacts from their own culture. This place is more than just a story of Woody Guthrie. It's a story of all of us as Oklahomans, as people, as citizens. And in order for our students to know where they want to go, they've got to know where they came from. And our culture as Oklahomans is a proud and resilient story, and they need to know that. This culture that they have come from is one that they can learn from and one they need to build upon. So it's just wonderful to have you all here and to have these exhibits to bring a different chapter to the story.
And our thanks to the great people there at the Woody Guthrie Center, and also Justin putting together that great display. Different departments from around Muskogee Creek Nation, including us, Muskogee Media, having a hand in putting that in there. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to go see, and definitely check it out if you get a chance and if you're in the downtown Tulsa area. Switching gears a little bit, we didn't have to go very far for this next story. Just happened right over here at the walking trail that's so greatly provided for our citizens, our employees here on the campus of the Muskogee Creek Nation. But the Altmulgee Agency Office of the Bureau of Indian Affairs Wildfire Prevention, they have an office right here in Altmulgee. They were conducting a pack test, and if you're wanting to be a firefighter for the BIA Wildfire Prevention, you must go in under 45 minutes, walk 3 miles with 45 pounds on you. So it's a very arduous task. These guys go out there, and it's really a great thing. It provides jobs in rural areas to Native American guys, and we talked about the program and about the pack test.
We're taking our pack test. It's a 3-mile walk. It's carrying a 45-pound vest in under 45 minutes. We do this on a yearly basis. It's to keep up our red cards, our qualifications for all levels of firefighting. Got some rookies this year, getting ready. We'll be having rookie school in October, so going ahead and getting them tested and getting them ready for that. And a lot of my older guys are taking it too, so as a refresher, and then they'll be taking a refresher course next week. What we do is we rely on AD firefighters. Basically, AD stands for administratively determined. So if we're having like a large incident, say the tribal festival is back in May, we worked a fireworks show. I brought on an AD firefighter with me to staff the engine. We don't have enough firefighters, basically the two of us, to staff large fires or staff, basically any fire. So we hire AD firefighters, and they're basically a part-time position. And, during busy year, we had 90 plus fires this spring. So, it was pretty much almost a permanent position for them. They're like us, work 14 days on, 2 days off. And then once you take 2 days of R&R, you can come back for 14 more. We had 2 trips this year. I know 3 last year. They went to Washington this year in California. We went to California 3 times last year. Guys this year went to Washington, came home. They got 2 days R&R. They turned right around. It was their choice. It's not mandatory that they go back out. A lot of guys, they're making $17.40 an hour as a basic firefighter now, so it's pretty good money for these guys. So a lot of them turned right around. They came home 2 days, they went right back out. So, the only fallback into it, this time of year while it's wet and rainy, they're not getting a whole lot of, work right now. So, a lot of guys do have part-time jobs or this, that. A lot of them do this as a side. I like to work a lot of guys on the weekends. I've got a couple guys that do have full-time jobs. They'll work, a day or 2 a week. here and there. You know, they can fill in something.
My job is to go out and talk to schools and to the public and advise them on ways to prevent fires around the house and keep their houses safe from fires. You know, a couple years ago on August 2nd, we had the big fire up in Bristol. That one, like 60,000 acres, destroyed over 300 homes. That was the biggest fire in Eastern Oklahoma history so far, and we're trying to prevent that from happening again. That was an extremely dry year, but you know, this year we got a lot of rain, but still, you know, with all the rain we're getting a lot of vegetation growing up, and fall will be here before too long. And with that, we have a lot more fires from people burning trash out in the rural areas.
And we give pack tests, you know, once a year, and other agencies give them, so there's opportunity they can go to, say, Seminoles Agency and take a pack test with them. And once they do this, take pack test, we'll take drug tests, and then we'll send them through 40 hours of rookie school, which we are starting to have one here. We had the first annual last year, and I'm trying to get it bigger and bigger and bigger. Looks like this year I'm actually getting a few more guys this year, so we'll have a pretty good, I think we had 18 last year. You know, so, and that was other agencies sent guys, you know. The region we put on 2 a year, Chickasaws put on one, you know, April, May, and then I try to have one in the fall, so we can split up the years, or split up the year so we can have two, give more guys opportunities.
And again, our thanks to the guys here at the Almagee Agency of BIA Wildfire Prevention. If you want to get a hold of them, you're interested in becoming a firefighter, give them a call, 918-752-7340. And if you want just more information on the program as a whole, it's bia.gov/NIFC. Moving right along, as I said in the opener, got some football news for you today. A Cherokee citizen, Native American athlete, Nathan Stanley, used to play ball in high school at Tahlequah, Sequoia. Just a great kid, a wonderful athlete. From there, went to Ole Miss, then Southeast Louisiana, now ends up in the Arena Football League. He just completed his rookie season, had a great season with the San Jose SaberCats, actually named their offensive MVP, one of them. And, you know, he just kind of has made that progression from college ball to the pros, actually got some time with the Baltimore Ravens, so got a little taste of the NFL. But Nathan is doing a great job. He just finished his first season in AFL, and he stopped by to talk with us. Cherokee citizen and former Sequoia quarterback Nathan Stanley has played football at all levels. Now he can check arena ball off that list, as he just wrapped up a successful rookie season with the AFL's San Jose SaberCats. We caught up with him recently to talk about the next progression of his career.
I had an interesting college career, and I was at the end of it, I was fortunate enough to get signed with Baltimore. Had a little stint there, and had some fun, got to play football with the Ravens, got to say I was in the NFL for a little while, and then after that I kind of bounced around with some tryouts with New England and Houston, and never pulled the trigger, but it was a great opportunity, good experience. And then not long after that I got a call from San Jose wanting me to come out, and I said, you know, why not, you know, go live out in California and play ball for a little while, and I ended up loving it. I was a co-offensive MVP. It was an exciting year. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect coming in. And first game of the year, our starter goes down. You know, I didn't expect to play as much as I did, you know, being a rookie. And I was behind a guy who's been in the AFL for, you know, 6 or 7 years, a really good quarterback. But first game of the year, he goes down, and I stepped in. I played pretty well, won a few games, and then he comes back and plays 4 or 5 games and then gets hurt again. And I got to finish the year, and I just kind of hit the ground running, you know, took it and rolled with it. And it was a good opportunity for me.
For Nathan, the experience of arena football was different, but one he enjoyed.
It was fun. It was exciting. Going in, I had no idea what to expect from arena football. You know, I didn't know a whole lot. But I went in and, you know, gave it all I had, and I ended up having a lot of fun. I made was fortunate to be on a good team, made a lot of good friends, a lot of good guys on that team, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Stanley has a bright future in professional football, and he's looking forward to what lies ahead.
Our season just ended. We got beat out in the semifinals of the playoffs. We were 1 game away from the championship. That was in the middle of August, and I've kind of been home, our off season's now until, we'll start back up in February, we'll start camp. But as of now, you know, the goal is to, you know, continue to stay in shape and just be ready in San Jose. And I think my plan after getting a year under my belt here is to give it 1 more year, and I think I'm going to try to, I want to play, because our year starts so early in March, and then the NFL and the CFL, they start up now, and CFL starts up in July. I think my plan will be to play a season in San Jose arena ball, and then from there go straight into the CFL probably.
He also keeps his Native heritage as a motivating factor when in the spotlight.
It's a blessing, and I'm very proud to be Native American, you know, getting to go to a school like Sequoia, and then getting the experience through football as I have throughout the years, you know, college and then the pro level. It's good to be able to, you know, say I am Native American, you know, and it's good for other Native American kids and athletes out there to, you know, maybe they look up and maybe give them a little motivation. Say, you know, they can do it too, you know.
And our congratulations once again to Nathan Stanley on a great rookie season in the NFL. Can't wait to see him do wonderful things as he progresses in his professional football career. We're all behind you, Nathan, and I'm sure everybody at Sequoia and everyone at Cherokee Nation is as well. Moving right along and staying a little bit in the sports world, the Thompson brothers, the Thompson family, you know, lacrosse basically, they're lacrosse royalty. Native Americans all around the country know that family, Iroquois Nationals lacrosse team. We've covered them several times. Well, the Thompson family got a chance on an invitation from our Muskogee Creek Nation Cultural Center, our Warriors Honor Women group, really collaborating together to bring the Thompson families for a big event at the Muskogee Creek Nation, the Muskogee Dome. Principal Chief George Tiger presenting them with gifts, lots of people coming out to hear their story. They've really gained a lot of popularity out there with the game of lacrosse and doing a great job, and it was just such a pleasure to have them here at Muskogee Creek Nation.
Really, this is a part of the departments that were really sponsoring and coming together to collaborate within the Muskogee Creek Nation between the Family Violence and Prevention Program and then the department that I oversee, the Muskogee Nation Cultural Center and Archives Department. So this really goes into the programming that we'd like to see through those two departments, specifically for the Family Violence and Prevention, the Warriors Honor Women group. And then for our Cultural Center department, we like to have programs that present cultural exchanges and cultural education, which means cultural sharing. And that's something that cultural centers do, is invite folks from Indian country here to hear their story, see how we relate, maybe we can learn something from them, and vice versa, they can learn from something from us. So us collaborating together, we thought the Thompson family was a great representation of both those missions of A, remaining traditional, respecting our women, respecting our culture, and then of course with that it gets into the cultural exchange of us inviting another Native nation to hear their story and of course visit our own Muskogee Nation here. Lacrosse is extremely important. It's actually I would say the centerpiece of the Haudenosaunee, which translates into the people of the Longhouse, or the Iroquois people as the French called them. Lacrosse is an integral centerpiece of the culture up there. It goes everything to deal with creation stories to how we relate with nature, how we're supposed to get along with nature, get along with our relations, our family, and of course that way of giving thanks. Lacrosse is a way of giving thanks to the Creator and everything that we have here. And they call it a medicine game. It's a medicine game not only to bring that peace of mind and thankfulness to the Creator, but also it's a healing game. The energy from that game is meant to heal and resolve issues too. So it's something that we can relate to with our own stickball culture down here. So it's a very integral and personal and historical part of the Haudenosaunee. One of the histories behind the Thompson family is that they were raised by both their mom and dad with the idea that in their society, their indigenous society up there, it's matrilineal, that their identity comes from their mother. And up there, as they mentioned, that they have clan mothers, which really have a little bit more high regard or importance than the actual chiefs. So it's returning to that whole indigenous mode of respect your mother, not only Mother Earth, but your mom, your grandma, your sister, your auntie. All those things are something that they grew up with just within a family. But then becoming athletic stars and academic stars is something that they came to understand that's through their teachings there. And what better way to produce warriors athletically through a sport of lacrosse like that they remain traditional in all those teachings that they learned from their clan mothers and their mom, and of course their dad too. So the Warriors Honor Women bring the Thompson family down was twofold, with not only their family interpretation of Warriors Honor Women, but also them actively being athletic stars at the Division I college level and also on the professional scene as well.
Yeah, the award is the Dewalada, and that is like the Heisman Trophy of lacrosse. And me and my brother were honored to win that award. It's the first time that two people won the award, actually split it. And not only that, it's the first time a Native American has ever won a Native American award. You know, lacrosse is intended, you know, to bring good medicine, which is, you know, play for the Creator, play with a clear state of mind, you know, don't go out there and get mad and you know, that just goes in my everyday life. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, let something bring me down when I can, you know, better myself and not let that bother me and go through my day with a clear mind. Yeah, I mean, women in our culture, they have a lot of power. They actually have more power than men. My parents brought me up to respect girls, never hit them. And, you know, my father treats my mother like, you know, she's a queen. You know, they've been together for 27 years, and that's a good example for me because I look up to that. Yeah, lacrosse is, you know, real important to me. It's more than just a game to me. It's a way of life. Because at birth, we're given a traditional wooden stick, and when we pass away, you know, we're buried with that stick. So that just goes to show that, you know, it's not just a sport that we play at school. You know, we carry that on in our traditions. We use it as medicine. What I want to, you know, tell the youth is, you know, you can learn your traditions. You can go off to school, get an education, because in today's society, you know, that's kind of required. So, you know, you can go off to school, you can learn your ways, and you can come back to your people, come back to the res. Because there's a saying where you can take 10 natives off to school, you'll be lucky to get one back. And me and my brothers, you know, we want to show them by example that you can go off to college and you still can come back to your people, learn the ways, carry on the traditions.
And that'll wrap up another episode of Native News Today. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed our stories this week. Want to thank Nathan Stanley again for stopping by and talking about his great exploits this year and rookie season in the Arena Football League. Thank him and congratulate him once again on a great season. The Thompson family coming down, sharing their story of lacrosse and their heritage and everything about that. It's a wonderful thing that the Creek Nation could welcome them in. Also want to thank the BIA guys for letting us kind of upset their routine a little bit and come over and be able to film that and really talk about that great program and that service that it provides our tribes here in Oklahoma. It's a great thing. And also definitely get up to the Woody Guthrie Center and see the Muskogee Creek Nation display. As I said, you've got till about January of 2015, so lots of time and definitely something worth seeing. Well, take a good look around me here at the studio. As you can see, we're about to make a big change, and we can't wait next week to show our hard work that we've been working on here at the tribe. We have a live set coming up, so it will look a little bit different next week, but definitely can't wait to show you how we just keep improving here at Native News Today with our facilities. And we really just, from the ground up with Muskogee Creek Nation, the help of GSA facilities, coming in and helping us kind of just take our ideas, what we wanted and what we kind of had envisioned for the way we wanted to see the live set, and helping us put that into reality. And we cannot wait to bring it to you guys next week. We're really excited about that. Well, if you can't catch us here on Tulsa CW 1219, always check us out on YouTube. Our channel is up there, Native News Today. Just search it. You can see all of our videos, all of our great content. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter too, at Native News Guys. See what's going on throughout the week. For Jared Moore, Tyler Roberts, all the great people here that make us go, we'll see you next time.